I am Nizar, working for FundDrive for 37 years. I am involved in packing, informal packing and Marshall kids packing, GN volunteers packing, 10 or 15 newsboys helping for me.
My name is Mathew. I've been involved with the FundDrive for almost 20 years, since the time that I've actually joined the company. Well, it's a big exercise, and I mean, it's one big event for the company, and there's a lot of passion which goes into it, and it's very exciting to get a very huge task done. And I've been involved with start parking for probably the last 3 or 4 years, but otherwise I've been involved pretty much wherever I'm needed. So I guess there are a couple of more additional duties for me this year, but the start parking essentially has been my charge, and there's a lot of confusion. We try to avoid all of that. It's getting all the vehicles into a very small amount of space and getting them to move out quickly. And whatever blank space that we start with, we've got to leave it exactly in that same manner.
My name is Puneet, and I'm responsible for the setup of the FundDrive camp, which is Mariam this time. I had been involved with this event for the last 10 years, and I enjoy doing this stuff. Sometimes it gets very challenging. We have about 50-60 people working on site for 5 days. The Diva Festival ends on Friday, and we start the setup on Sunday, wherein all the equipment comes in, the heavy bulldozers, the trailers with the burn units come in, and we start setup on Sunday itself. We had a few crisis situations as well in the past, and we have handled it very well. Last year we had a situation where the food truck got stuck in the sand, and we were all waiting at the camp for it to come so that we could serve food to all our participants. But it wouldn't just come out from the sand, so we had to get a team of marshals together and send to the site where it was stuck, and it took about an hour for the chiller truck to come in to the camp. There was a little bit of delay, but Jayaval Ali Hotel, who are caterers, they handled the situation very well. They started serving the starters and the soups, and no one even got to know about what the problem was backstage. This is the camp map. We have each and every element that goes into the camp on this map. Here is where the caterers go in. Then we've got the kitchen for the caterers here. We've got the sponsors activity area here, and we allocate one tent to each sponsor, and each sponsor has got their own requirements for electricity, furniture, and whatever space that they require. We have the Toyota setup, which is going up here, which is going to be the huge activity area. The stage is just behind that, where we'll be having live entertainment. The sleeping tents are all here. The portaloos will be here. The tents for the sponsors, some additional tents for the participants, and the marshals are being taken care here, where the sleeping tents are.
My name is Mariam, and I handle all the registration for FundDrive. At least before the registration starts, we start working on it at least 2 months ahead, because we have gone online. So we're always trying to make things better and easier for our participants to register online. And then it's just one day and everything is over. The registration gets filled in like 2 to 3 hours. But we do face a lot of difficulties, and we try to manage them as much as we can. Okay, so we've received some funny, quirky demands from our participants. Okay, some of them want their tents to be equipped with beds and carpets, because it's going to be really cold, and they want this whole tent to be very comfortable. And a few of them, they don't want to take their cars, so they want us to give them a car as well. And also a few of them want us to change the FundDrive date, as per their convenience.
My name is Ajith. I'm with the FundDrive team for the past 4 years, and this is my 5th FundDrive. And there's a Mariam Dune is 368 kilometers away from Dubai, and it's a challenge for us, but we are ready to take the challenge as we are well prepared to meet the challenges. My responsibility is to transport the items, which is equipments related to the fund drive, and the sponsors signage as well. And I'm responsible for the checkpoints. There is certain checkpoints in between the start and the camp. So before the event, we visit the checkpoint where the sponsors have to be stationed, and make sure the route is accessible for them. And for the fun drive day, I support the sponsors for the various checkpoints to make sure that it's functioning well. Unexpected thing, they're asking for towels for after the shower and some after shower gel, something like that. It's a fun thing, and so most of the participants, they, as a part of fun, they ask for a hand shower, or do you have any perfumes?
My name is Syed Haseeb, and this is my second fund drive. I'm fairly new to the event, but I had a 1-year experience, and that was good enough to just give me a whole idea about the event. So I am mainly the coordinator for the event, and I deal mainly with the sponsors and the marshals. So firstly, marshals are like one of the most important people for the event, because they take around these 800 cars to the drive, and they look after these vehicles. So they are very important, because if anybody gets stuck, they don't need to worry, because the marshals will be there. So even if the beginners are over there, they can just freely go into the drive, and in the desert they don't need to worry. If they get stuck, the marshals will be there to help them get out. So I coordinate with these marshals. We have oddly around 100 marshals, and other than that, I deal with the sponsors. They are, of course, because of the sponsors, this event happens. Mainly we cannot run the event without them, so they are very important. I coordinate with these sponsors, and mainly with them I deal with their signage. They send me their signage, any other leaflets or any other things that they want to include, they want to distribute to these participants. They contact me and they deliver it to me, and then I make sure then at the time of packing, whatever they send, it goes into these info packs that we give to the participants prior to the event. So, and other than that, the signage, we have signage from the sponsors, which we then put up at the start, and where the breakfast usually happens, at the check-in, and at the camp where the main entertainment and all happens. So I handle the signage of these sponsors, and I make sure that it goes where they want it to go.
Hi, I'm Naureen. I'm working with the events division in Gulf News. This is my 11th fund drive. It is a fantastic event. I'm always excited about it, because it's a very unique event to the region. Dubai, which is it's a desert land, so of course that makes it more interesting. Now Ms. Nahid Patel, she's the project leader. I assist her with a lot of activities for the fund drive. The core job that I do is look after the publicity and media for the event. Now that involves two sections. One is communicating with our readers and participants. The other is looking after the sponsors. When we talk about readers and participants, we need to communicate each and every part as to when the fund drive is starting. So that comes out with an ad in the newspaper. We have a PR plan in place, and we have a media plan in place. We need to give exposure to all our sponsors. That's what is important for us. There is an ad which appears in the newspaper, which carries all the information which is given to the participants as to when the event is starting, how to register. We've gone online for a few years, so participants can register online, and then if they cannot register online for some reason, there's always help available here at Gulf News office. They can come and register. We have a check-in desk. There are people who would register the participants, take the disclaimer form, etc. The past few years we've been very active on social media. Most of our communication goes online. So at each step we tell the participants what they need to do. All our sponsors and the lead marshals, they do videos, and they tell everybody what exactly they have to do. There are a lot of do's and don'ts which are given out for the participants, what to do in the desert, how they can do a better drive, how to drive safely, etc., etc.